Hello. Welcome to Papa Media TV. I'm still your host and part Annie here. I'm so excited that you took your time to watch this video. We dropped the last video a couple of days ago talking about the Canada immigration policy changes drastically affecting people, but also we said in that video that all hope is not gone. Today, I'll be diving into Canada's latest updates on immigration rules. All you need to know, or what you need to know. Little did we know that the visitors visa route that people have been using since 2020 will be a thing of the past at the moment. And on that, Canada is strict on it. And we also have breaking news on how these changes are affecting especially international students. So in this September, if you're an international student or worker planning to visit Canada, these updates are very crucial. You can't afford to miss any line of this. You need to pay rapt attention and watch this video from start to finish because these affects you. You need to hear these updates. Let's jump into everything you need to know about the current immigration policies in Canada. Go nowhere, I'll be back. Okay, so welcome. I want to give a shout out to my OGs. You've been with me since the inception of this channel. You've been with me, like watching and following up all kinds of videos that we put out here. You also came along, you took your time to come along with us in this new niche of imparting and educating people on travel matters. Thank you. Thumbs up for you guys. Thank you. So while we settle, this video today is all about Canada's latest updates on immigration rules. I told us in the intro as well. So while you're watching, kindly pass this message, share this video, share it to your friends, share it to people who intend jackbarring or people who have jackbarred as well. Send this video to them so they can be up to speed as well, all right? But before I go ahead in this video, I really want to say to all content creators around the world, whether it's education, whether it's entertainment, what you sit down, set cameras, have crew, you pay people, or you are a sole content creator like myself, put the camera, put lights, you are the cut and action person. Thank you and well done. Honestly, it's not been easy, but you see, in life, when you decide to see something, all you got to do for yourself to have that fulfillment is just to keep at it. Keep the tempo. In the niche you start up, it will look like, oh my God, overwhelming, all kinds of discouraging factors, but if you keep at it and tell yourself, discipline yourself that I'm going to make this happen, just one video, can just boom, go all over and it becomes something for you. So you keep at it. Thank you guys for the encouragements. We are in this together. Okay, so welcome. So Canada has been tightening its immigration policies, and this is really impacting so badly on families and individuals who want to really go to Canada and settle there with their families. Recently, the Indian community protested on the Canada's new policy change, which is putting many people in risk of being deported, But looking at the reason why they are protesting, they said they were failing grades in school. If you came to study, this is also like a warning or cancel to students. If you get to a country, if you get to Canada to school or to study, I beg you, focus and reduce the hustle. Focus and finish your academics and reduce the hustle. So Indians are complaining that they were failing grades a lot. But look into why you are failing your grades. If you studied, no school would fail your grades. They also protested, of course, because of the recent immigration policy change, keeping visitors who are already in Canada stranded, facing deportation and likes. If you protest when you are on a visitor's visa, it gives the law enforcement the right to even eject you out of the country. Let me read it. Hard news carried it. Canada has been tightening its immigration policies, and this is having a serious impact on many people hoping to enter the country. Recently, Indian students across Canada have begun protesting against the new policy, which puts many at risk of deportation. In fact, there has been several deportations right from Canada, port of entry, this September, further alarming those already in the country and those planning to arrive soon. Many students and visitors were shocked to find themselves turned away or deported upon arrival. These include those whose documents or visa status may not fully comply with the new, stricter rules. These deportations have left families and students uncertain about their future, as Canada's immigration policies seem to be shifting rapidly. It's a serious matter, hey? In recent times, or let's say since 2024, there's been this rapid change in immigration policies in Canada. From one thing to another, the likes of PGWP, the flag polling, and several others. Now, the one that is too close, I'm saying the one that is so close to people just because it was easy for you to quickly get your Canada visa, get to Canada with your visitor's visa, and once you get a job that is LMI exempt, you could get a job, all right? So it is so dear to people because it was easy. The policy started in 2020 during the lockdown. We know the story. So it was so easy for people to convert. So it's when you get your visa going to Canada, it was easy for families to migrate that way. But the boom shocker was that it has come to an end. Like I also explained in the last video I made, you can see it here to watch. After this video, you can click and watch it. I said all hope is not gone because it just means that you cannot change the status with your visitor's visa, how it used to be. Once you get an LMIA exempt job, then you switch, you get a work permit. It's no longer like that. But you can do it outside Canada. That has to be done. So Canada is not one of those countries that just give you 6 months or 1 year visa. They actually give you visa based on the number of your pages. I mean, your passport, if your passport is 5 years or 10 years, they do. So they are not stringent on those. So if you can actually get a visitor's visa and your intention, original intention of that JAGBA, which you have gone to acquire your visitor's visa, what you need to do is before your 6 months length time, when you get to Canada, you have at least 6 months to stay in Canada. Use the 6 months, travel around, check out things by yourself, try to get a job, then go out. The only thing it's going to cost you is money. So while you're making plans to travel, make plans for a flight back. Very important, make plans for your travel back to your country so you're not caught up in all of this. It doesn't mean that the door for a visitor's visa conversion is closed. Conversion to work permit is closed. No, go into Canada, tour around, explore Canada. Then try to meet organizations, try to meet individuals or companies. You have to do such tour. It's called intelligent tour. Make this intelligent tour, and also in your preparation with finance too, you need also to add the fact that you're flying back to fly in again. All right. Imagine you're given a 5 years or 10 years. Do you know how many 6 months you have to spend in this? So if your intention, like I said, is originally to use visitor's visa route to get into Canada, do it the very first time, make a tour, and also, like I said, include your flight back and fly in again financial plan included. So this means when you come into Canada with your visitor's visa, you need to go out to apply for your work permit. And that is the basic right now. This is the update right now. No more conversion inside Canada. It has to be done outside Canada. As regards the deportation, many people were denied entry at the port of entry in Canada in this September. The reasons were their documents are not compliant with the recent Canadian or Canada's immigration policies. Okay? Let me read it. Hard News carried it. This is actually a New Daily News. Indian students has camped in front of the Legislative Assembly in Canada's Prince Edward Island province, protesting the sudden policy change for more than 3 months. Similar demonstrations were also seen in the provinces of Ontario, Manitoba, and British Columbia. Actually, Canada is saying that this new immigration policies intends to reducing the number of permanent residency nominations by 25%, as well as limiting study permits. The change comes as Canada saw rapid population growth over the last few years around 97% of last year's population increase in Canada was driven by immigration, according to the federal data. Canada has also reduced the number of foreign workers any employer can employ right now. Previously, companies can recruit or employ like 20% foreign workers, but right now it has dropped drastically to 10%. 10%, giving new job seekers a tough time. These changes has basically affected students from foreign nationals, Indians, Nigerians, Africans as a whole. Because some students, not just some students, when they get to Canada, they also work to make money for themselves, paying their tuition, paying their bills. So work was so important and vital, but now it's going to be a competitive effort. It's going to take a lot for you to get a job as a student. This is impacting so much on the Indian communities and students as well as Africans right now. So one of the things you need to know when traveling to Canada is you must be intentional in being compliant to Canadian immigration policies. So to avoid being deported from the port of entry in Canada, the things you must know while coming into Canada, either as a student or as a visitor. These are basic fundamental things you must know. So number one, double check your documents. It is possible for someone to put together something for you. I know people do it a lot, but it has to stop. It has to stop, whether it's Canada, that is your destination, or any other country of choice. Double check your documents. Imagine you not knowing what is in your document. Imagine you not knowing that coming to study some kind of courses or a certain course is no longer allowed in Canada. Or your school, you don't even know that the school your agent said you got admission is fake. Or you don't even know what is in your documentation. You just come, they gave you some, so cross-check them. These were the reasons people were deported, when the reasons they are coming are not insane. So know what your agent write for you, document for you at the back end. You need to know, ask them. Ask your agents to give you. It is your right to know what was documented for you for future. Canada will so wait for you. They will wait for you. Imagine you saying you have 3 kids back home and you were granted a visa. Now you want to change or upgrade your status in Canada. You are saying you don't have kids. Brother, it's not going to work. They will remind you what you said that time. So it's your right to actually ask your immigration officer to tell you what was documented for you. So number one, double check your document. Number two, make sure you meet the latest visa requirements. Number three, be aware that stricter checks are being conducted at the port of entry. You see. And if you're going as a visitor, you don't need, for God's sake, you don't need your CVs. It shouldn't be found in your boxes. Do not have such thing packed in your luggage. You don't need it because you're going for holiday. You told them you're going to have fun with family or something. So maintain that. Do not put such in your box or your bags. Don't put that. If for any reason you are searched and they see it, you're not compliant. You are not compliant. That means you have an underlying intentions. That's the truth. And there's nothing you can say about it. God help you, the immigration officer that is attending to you and going back home. So if you're affected by these new changes, here are the steps you can take. So plan ahead, apply for your work permit before arriving in Canada, especially if you hold a visitor's visa. So while you fly back to your country, to your home country, you are now going to re-strategize to apply for work permit, because remember, you have made contact, you have gotten a company that employed you. All right. So that is one thing you need to know and you need to do. That means you have already gotten a job. So let that process be on, the time that you want to visit Canada. Explore other visa options like a study visa, or look into pathways to permanent residency. There are pathways. In fact, I'm going to do it in another video. I saw an amazing work permit, in fact, permanent resident route. I'll tell you. So if you want that video as soon as possible, I want to see your comment down. Is a private connection someone gave me good enough? It's on the platform, but how many people have seen it? So I'm going to do it in the next video. I'm going to share, extensively this pathway that you can apply and come with your family as a permanent resident. Isn't that better? So you don't have heart attack. Then also stay informed. Guys, we can't emphasize these things. See, I don't know if I'm trying to do something. It's actually started when I was young. I love to research. Immediately I knew what Google was about. I ask Google almost everything. I'm not saying that Google is the only search engine, but I'm saying I Google virtually everything. And growing up, I used to ask my father a lot of questions. My father was like, are you going to, this one will be a journalist, or this one in the police, something like that. And these were channels my father opened for me. And I had the studies that I did in line as well. Stay informed on that country of choice, that country that you want to go to, you want to jackpot to. Stay informed about the happenings, about the immigration policies, about the updates, everything. If you're going there as a student, get informed. If you are going there as a visitor and you want to transit to permanent residence or work permit, get the information, research them. Research them. Imagine I'm sharing with you what I've researched. So you need to go back and research as well. You have to go and research. By the way, I'm not an immigration officer. Neither am I working with any agency for visa, for study, for permit, for anything, immigration, whatever. No, no, no. So don't let anybody tell you that we are doing. If anybody using us to say anything of this such, this is not true. That's not us. Run away from such a person. He or she is a scammer. So beware of these things. All right. You can see our disclaimer on the screen. We've boldly put it there. We are not into any immigration stuff. We only give a gist and advice. And it's not by force for you to use what we're saying. We also say go back and research and get information by yourself. But this is just a gist. This is my personal hard research. Did you get that? Can you do a hard research? Hard-end research. Oh my goodness. But you see, I'm not joking here. It's funny, but go back and make your research. Friends, the truth is Canada's immigration landscape is changing drastically. Don't let it cut you unawares. And it's more important than ever for you to stay informed, especially if you're an international student or a visitor or traveling to work and live in Canada. Stay informed. It won't cost you nothing. On a day, ensure you hear what's going on. In a week, ensure you hear what's going on. In all of these things, you need to keep yourself updated in the official website. These are places you can get what to know and how to do what you have known. Well, if you have questions or you have anything to comment, please kindly drop it below here. Drop it on the comment section. We'll be glad to review your comment. You know, this is a community. We love and respect each other. So whatever you want to pass it through nicely, in a nice way that the person or we can get it right. Okay, let's respect each other. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Purple Media TV. We love lifestyle, we love jazz, we love educational and traveling stuff. And we are committed to bringing such updates to you guys every other week. Please subscribe to my channel and send this video to someone who needs it. Okay, comment, like, click that notification bell so you are always the first to see a new video whenever we drop it. I hope we've been able to talk to you today. Until I see you next time, thanks for watching and bye for now.